Hello everyone. Today we're going to go over quick a download that GW has made available for a new boarding action team, the Cult of the Arkifane. We're going to go over how this army is built, how it plays, and why you might choose to play it. Now, this is a new boarding action army, almost like an army of renown, and it's all centered around Vashtor. Now, I know a lot of people have been very underwhelmed with Vashtor's stats. That's neither here nor there for the purposes of this video and these boarding action teams, because you cannot take Vashtor. This is a boarding action team that represents Vashtor's followers in one of the Arcs of Omen, one of the Space Hulks, and it comes with a lot of neat little rules where it's really bringing about the diabolical nature of the Dark Mechanicum and the way that mechanical things fail or become treacherous under the influence of this dark Forge Master. Now, one of the first things you notice when you look at building the Cult of the Arkifane is it is all cultists. You are going to be using cultists. This is his mortal followers, the dregs, and that's what makes up these Arcs of Omen ships for the most part. Yes, there are Chaos Space Marines on them, but the ones that he controls, they're all his mortal followers. They're the chaff, and they're basically what your boarding patrol is. And you have 3 extra troop slots, and you cannot have more accursed cultists than you do regular cultist mobs, but you can really kind of go to town with this. Where this army kind of gets its flavor is in the next part. You do not get a warlord enhancement. Instead, you get to choose one of 3 things. You can either take a schemotraphic omnipotence, which you can read there. It's a blessing, and it's going to give your army a free extra 6-inch move rate off the bat. Now, you can also take the Datageist Howl, and your opponent does not gain a command point that first round because you've got scrap code in that howling at them, disrupting their communications, thus no CP. And then you also have, this is a kind of a neat one, Cyber Nematoid Infestation. You can take control of one of the objectives in the game before the game even begins and without actually being present. You're just remote controlling it through basically, data gens and other kind of viruses and that, where you're seizing control of it via electronic means, and you hold it as long as your opponent doesn't move on to it. Now, where this army really comes into its own is in the stratagems, and it has a number of fun stratagems in it. For 1 CP, you can basically put them in Inferno Teleportum. You can teleport into the fight, which is nice with cultists, which wouldn't normally be able to, but hey, it's Vashtor, he's able to do it. Then you have the Eye of the Auspex, which basically enables your guys, when you're shooting, exploding 6s in the shooting phase. And then you also have Lumen Blink. For 1 CP, you're basically causing the lights to flicker on and off, and your opponent's going to be -1 to hit you if he's over 6 inches away. Now, one of the other really fun ones for 1 CP is the Arkifane's Wrath. So what happens is you pay 1 CP. When your opponent opens a door, you roll a dice. On a 2 through 5, they take D3 mortal wounds just for opening that door. It's almost like a booby trap. You've set up an electrical charge. On a 6, it just deals 3 mortal wounds to the unit that opened the door. And mortal wounds, for those of you who have played boarding action, are a big deal in boarding actions. Now, the other one that is a lot of fun and is the Daemon in the Machine. It's 1 command point. And what you do is on a 4-up, you roll a dice, you pay the 1 CP, you roll a dice. On a 4-up, you can make your opponent lose control of an objective. Even if he's got units there, even if he has objective secured, all of a sudden, no, there's a infusion of demonic energy and viruses in it, and they cannot control that objective. It's kind of a fun one, and it can drive your opponent nuts. And the way this whole boarding action works, yes, you're using the dregs, the cultists and that, but with all these neat little gimmicks and command points and enhancements that you can throw on, you can really run a unique force that really captures the flavor of being on one of these Arks of Omen Space Hulks. And that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please hit like and subscribe down below. And thank you very much for watching.